everyone, this is the recording for the home-based meetup for Canvas for September 26th through the 29th. If you're watching this recording, the bit.ly link is here on the slide, but it's also in the video description below. You're probably going to want to have the slide deck open along with as we go through the slides in the conversation for today. Thanks for joining us here. If you weren't able to join us at the home-based meetups, we're going to be having those again soon in person, so feel free to join us, but November's will be virtual this time. So the agenda, so we normally do welcome the introductions. We've got Canvas updates on usage data. I've got product updates, and then we have some DPI updates. And then, of course, for Q&A, you're always welcome to reach out to the Google group or email me directly. So when we're looking at usage data for Canvas, there are some things to keep in mind about the definitions that Canvas uses about users. The first is contracted users. So this basically means how many licenses did your quote or your contract state for your PSU. So if I have 12,000 on my contract, that's the number of contracted users. A distinct user is someone who's just logged in the past 12 months. So that would be any user who has access to your instance for whatever reason. They've logged in during that month. It counts as a distinct user. And then active users are someone who's actually participating in an active course. So the course is published, they're enrolled in it, and there's activities for that user to complete, or they have completed those. That's the definition of an active user. So looking at the statewide data that I get this quarterly, and it basically shows that at the end of August, which is when the data is gathered at the end of the month, we had just over 600,000 distinct users across the state, which is down from May of just over 800,000. But a lot of schools start at the end of August. You're still getting devices deployed, setting those norms, getting into Canvas. So typically we see a jump in September anyway, so I'm not really discouraged by that data, just putting that data out there for you to see and have access to. We have 113 active PSUs here. Again, that's down from May of 132 for the same reason. And then total, we have 161 PSU accounts that have access and leveraging Canvas, and that's up 1 from 160 in May. So here's a graph that kind of shows that same data over time, and we can see distinct users for the entire state. And like I said, that data is as of August 31st. We don't get it until the end of the month. So we can see here is an uptick in September. I expect the same thing to show once we get September 22 data, and then we kind of see a decline as we go into the fall semester, and there's an uptick usually around when second semester starts, and then kind of decline throughout the semester, and then of course a drop off for the summer. This link at the bottom here allows you to see distinct users by PSU. So when you open that, you are able to see that for your specific PSU. You're welcome to leverage this data in whatever way benefits your PSU. So on the first tab, you can see just distinct users. And so I can see the total number of those by month. But then if I want to compare that to my contracted rate, the second tab is what's called adoption. So I can kind of see that information over time and leverage that. So feel free to use that information in whatever way that may support your PSU. Some Canvas updates. So the deploy notes as of September the 28th, you now have the ability to disable classic quizzes. So you as an admin could go into your instance and turn that off. Just as a reminder, the end of life for classic quizzes is still set for June of 2024. So we still have some time on that, but you may want to start working with your teams or with your PSU to start a transition plan to new quizzes. And then also an update from the deploy notes is that the rich icon maker, so if you're familiar with that, you can make the little icons now, little buttons inside of Canvas. Instructors can now upload a picture and make that the icon. So you can see here in the picture on the right that we've used the little panda, and we want to make it into a little circle. So I think this is great, especially for a PSU wanting to leverage like their logos or graphics or icons that may be specific to your school system. So you can really leverage that now inside of the RCE. The release note, which comes out the middle of November, is going to allow you to schedule page publications. So, much like everything else inside of Canvas, an assignment, a discussion, we could set it to publish at a certain time, but you could not do that with Pages. And that's coming to Pages now. So you'll have the ability at the bottom of a page to use this calendar selector here to pick a date and a time, just like everything else. And so you'll see here on the module page, on the second screenshot, that it has this little red calendar icon with a notation of when that's going to be published. So I think that's a great feature that's coming to Canvas for many of our teachers to leverage. The second update for the release notes is that multiple file submissions from third-party LTIs will be collapsed into one submission. So I don't have a good example of this because any LTIs that I've used in the past don't do this, but clearly there obviously are some examples in which this occurs where maybe there's multiple files that go into a single assignment submission, and those have previously in the past been individual submissions for the student. And so the new update here will bundle those all into one LTI submission. So that's a great, so the teachers don't have to filter through those. Next are some updates from here at the agency. Just as a reminder, you can always subscribe to the Instructure Community Weekly Highlights, that link there. If you do not have a dedicated CSM, some of the people reach out to me and say, hey, Corey, we don't know how to necessarily get in touch with Canvas other than through support. Just as a reminder, you have access to the Priority Services team. That's whether you have a CSM or not. So you are always welcome to email that group for questions, issues with tickets that might be stuck, anyways, and you're also always welcome to carbon copy me or email me. So we just had this admin statewide call on October the 3rd, and you want to get that recording. They sent that out. I'll also be sending it out in the home-based communications this week. And then, of course, our next call is the first Monday in November, and I think the registration link for that will also be coming out. Just as a reminder, here again, we have the Canvas Admin Google group that you can subscribe to email colleagues across the state. If you haven't checked this spreadsheet to make sure your PSU contacts for Canvas are updated, please do so. That's the list I leverage when someone asks me who is the Canvas admin for such and such PSU. So please make sure that's correct. And then, of course, always you can get a hold of me. That's my email address and my phone number. Some Google updates, or not Google updates, Go Open updates for NCDPI. So we are transitioning to what's called a version 2.5 in the background. This is not a aesthetic change to Go Open. This is literally just a under the hood update to some core code for the instance. That's going to occur around December, the end of the year for this year, for 2022, and we hope to make that transition smoothly. We also know that it's going to require an LTI update. So many people are using the 1.1 LTI inside of their Canvas instance, and that needs to be updated to the 1.3. To do that, you need to basically schedule some time with me. So reach out to me via email. We can schedule some time because essentially there's a back and forth. We have to do some things on the side of Go Open, and then you have to do some things on the side of Canvas, and we have to share that data back and forth. And it's just easier, I think, to jump on a call or for me to come out and for us to take care of that way rather than trying to go back and forth in email. Some NCDPI updates as far as self-paced courses. I'm very excited that we're going to be rolling out a Growing with Canvas course across the state. So I know some people already have a Growing with Canvas instance or course in your own instance, but we wanted to provide something for everybody across the state. I did go into the course and update it so that it looks and feels like it's something coming from the agency. So it's got our color palette, our logos. So if you or a member of your PSU is leveraged in it, you'll see that and know that it's not your PSU course. I also changed the badges. So you can see here what the Growing with Canvas badge looks like on the right-hand side of the screen. So here again, if you have someone in your PSU see those, you'll know that they'll be identified as the DPI course. That'll be a 0.9 general CEU, and those CEUs will be awarded in NESIS automatically. So they'll go to their transcript in NESIS to receive that certificate, and then follow whatever your PSU protocol is to receive credit. And then there's going to be a Diving Deeper course that's also going to be coming soon. That'll be 0.6 CEUs, and so that's diving into feedback, mastery paths, new quizzes, course design, and some accessibility work. I hope to have both of these in place by the end of October of 2022, so I hope to have communications about those coming out to you all as well. I'm almost done with the Diving Deeper course, and Growing with Canvas just needs to be dropped into NESIS, and those will both all be set to go. As always, we have some Q&A time here at the end of our calls, you are always welcome to use this Padlet link to update with questions and concerns. Reach out to the Google group or reach out to me directly if you have anything that I can help you with. And as a reminder, here is your home-based team. For all the things home-based, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help in any way that we can, support you in your PSU and your work. Thanks so much for watching this recording, and I hope you have a great day.